Blame on everybody. If I could justify anything, that was the go-to thing. Not my fault, mom. It's these guys, or it's them, or it's. In reality, it was all my fault every single time I made the decision. At the very end of it, it always pointed back to me when I would look in the mirror and get
Yeah.
real honest. I had a victim mentality. It embarrasses me to think back about it.
A friend of mine recommended the book Man's Search for Meaning. There's a quote in there where the guy says, there is a space between stimulus and response. Within that space lies our power to choose. The time to think, damn it, this is all my fault. And the more you exercise that power, I talked to some people about ownership, and their natural is to like, but it's not my fault. This isn't a question about fault. This is a question of owning your peace. And so I'm curious, man, help people to terms with the idea of taking ownership for their part.
And once we do that, we see what's in their favor and what they could have done differently, and how decision to choose to either avoid something or move forward with something. You dig down deep enough in that and figure out what are the other solutions that I could have chose and spent some time
Yeah.
on it. We should have checked the curbs better because the sizes are wrong. The fact is it's my responsibility at the end of the day. And we get back to the question again. So what? That's
Yep.
done. Now what are we going to do about it? And I
Yep.
try to get a correct plan moving forward. Maybe I am a little bit different than some, but it just the buck stops with me. And if we have problems, I'm gonna find a solution to them, and I'm gonna own the outcome. You and I spoke about this briefly, but I fell into a point of addiction that led me down a very, very dark road that was tough for me. Eventually, it led me to prison, as a matter of fact. So
Okay.
there came a time and a place where I was sitting in prison and I was, alone, afraid, and I had nobody to turn to but me. I can bullcrap anybody, but when I look in the
Yep.
mirror to myself, deep down. And so do, and I took massive action and talked to as many people as I could. And I just knew that if I could get somebody to give me an opportunity, that I was going to take that opportunity and not only meet the standard, but I was going to rise above it because I'm already starting from a backed up position, having to make up
Yep.
all that ground because I've got a record. So I was very honest in my past, what I did to correct it and how I was going to move forward uh,
Damn.
through it. And told him, I just need a chance. If you see for anything that you don't like, get rid of me. But
Yep.
give me a chance. If when I burn bridges on people and I go back to making amends with them, I've got to be honest. And
Yes,
I've got to
sir.
self-reflect, and I've got to take ownership of what happened. And that allows me to forgive myself for what I did. Okay. I did what I could, and I'm going to have to leave it at that. I'm sincerely coming to them and letting them know, hey, I had a part in this. I own that, and I apologize. If I did anything that's cost money, I'm going to try to make it right.
Yep.
That's where I'm at right now. That'll give me the opportunity to let that open up that space in my head to where I can fill it with something else good and
Yep.
keep traveling down that path of making amends and working with people, making amends and working with people. And you put those two together, that's powerful. They are going to be loyal, rise above, do whatever it takes to be successful because this company is giving them a chance, and what they don't know is, but with structure and some accountability, that's my focus right now. Is I'm on the board not on the board, but I was one of the founding mentors, trade mentors, shrinking the gaps and making a difference. I've also talked to some powerful people inside the trades who I deeply respect and really can't even believe I had the opportunity to get on the phone with them and have a conversation with. So
Yeah.
that's where my focus is now, to try to give back to uh, the guys who need second chances and to build up the workforce and to try to get back. And I think that if I can do that, not only will it make an impact, but it's going to serve me an out of the daily grind of operations inside of a mechanical contract. I mean, a real honest person that no matter what is going to tell you the truth as I see it.
He helps contractors close the gap between the field and the office. And if you've been in construction and anywhere, you know that there is a chasm between the field and the office.
We're experiencing a drastic, they say, a labor shortage in the skilled trades. I believe it's got a lot to do with leadership within the skilled trades, but there is labor gaps. Mission critical work is taking a lot of the commercial workforce with it, right? So there's another gap inside of where we've got a lane for second chance people, right? Where we're going to get people who have the desire, the hunger to change and want employment. So when you give a guy who has hunger, who wants to change and is taking the steps to changing, and you put guardrails in place and you give him a structured environment with a company that's giving him opportunity. And what they don't know is there's tax credit incentives, there's insurance incentives, there's all these federal incentives these companies can get as long as they hire and take a chance on a guy with a past. But the key, the differentiator of this whole thing, and the one thing that makes it work, is structure. If you don't have structure, it's a terrible idea. And what I'm trying to do is get companies to just be open about a structured environment and have a conversation with some guys who have the skill set and the hunger to get out there and strive for them.